This is for the nerds, this is for the brainiacs, this what we deserve. Go ahead and play it back, you ain't gonna touch me, you not gonna do nothing, you are not above me, I bet you wish you was me, I know it, I know.
What is poppin', everybody? And welcome back to another special episode of the Only Friends podcast. Well, you know, it's me and my only friends, which includes and is not limited to my boy Tortua. What is poppin', baby?
What's happening?
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Wait a minute. There's no countdown today?
No countdown.
Landon,
we're here.
The
we're
intro
live.
already
Landon's
started.
back.
We're live. What do you mean there's no...
Let's go.
No. I mean, like, there's no more countdown ever, or just
Well,
for today?
only when we
No,
have
just
somebody
for today.
in the extra seat because we need that camera, and we have the camera layover now, and it makes it look cool. Everybody can see us go like this and whatever.
Who's in the extra seat?
Oh, that's our boy Jeffrey Platt. What's poppin', Platty?
Nice to see you
He's
guys
back.
again.
It's been a while, man.
Is it your birthday today?
It was Friday.
Oh, whatever.
Friday. Yeah. It's
No,
long
happy
gone.
belated.
Thank you.
Good to
Thank you.
see you all once again. It's been a long
You
time.
left us.
Where's my money?
Wait.
Oh,
Stop
shit.
by the bank.
Show
The bank line was a little
me
long,
the
so we had to
money.
go to the ATM. So
Oh,
I got
my God.
50, 100,
He got 50s.
150, 200, 250.
It all spends
300.
just the same, Jeff. I don't give a
350,
shit.
400.
Funny story about that. I
450,
actually
500.
finally saw a clip of like where Show Me the Money is from a couple weeks
Kill
ago.
yourself.
Wait,
Honestly,
What?
I've never seen the movie. I've never seen the full movie.
I mean, you're young.
You're
There's
you're
a lot.
I'm
disgusting.
young.
Actually, I'll be honest with you guys.
Oh, we get some hundos in there.
I don't know where it is
Benjamins.
either.
Conrad
Wait,
I know where it is
wait,
now,
what-
but see,
what is-
Conrad didn't.
What is all this money?
Yeah,
What-
can we get a recap? Like, why is this money being doled out?
He owes me $1,000 because he bet team no gamble, no future in the 25K's fantasy draft
That
Ooh.
is right.
versus I don't even remember what team I picked.
Oh,
It doesn't matter.
We
He could have
picked.
picked
didn't
anybody.
matter. They picked-
But
they
it was
finished
Team
near
Jew-ish.
No, we picked Team Conju.
No, that's who
Conrad
you
picked.
Conju.
Yeah.
No, we both picked them.
No, I didn't take your team. I just took the team as it was.
You replaced Petrangelo with
yeah,
yourself,
and I had more points than him.
right?
I don't. It
You
doesn't
had
matter.
like 4,
he
he had
finished
2.
dead
Our
last.
team sucked.
You literally could have
Second
picked
to last,
any
thank
team.
you.
Any team.
Second to last.
Sorry, any
Thank
team
you.
except for one team, apparently.
19th out of
So-
20th. It was a valiant effort,
More
and
co-
I blame Hank.
I mean,
My
you're-
question is, what are you going to do moving forward with your team management and everything
That's a
going
great
on?
question.
I need to know. I need to know.
We fired Brett
I was going to
Hanks.
say,
Okay.
start by firing the general
We
manager.
fired the general manager. He went
Is that
completely off
Buffalo
our draft
Hanks?
board. That is Buffalo Hanks.
Do you guys have any openings on the squad coming up? Let us know.
Well, obviously, we have a general manager opening.
All right. Are you-
Taking applications.
I'm more suited for that position than I think team member, for what it's worth.
Well, I mean, why don't you take Ben Cherington?
Hanks' last team
Take
was
Ben
just
Cherington off
Jeremy
our hands.
Osmus versus everybody else. He tried to 1v10 with Jeremy.
Yeah, pretty much.
He can only do so much.
That's true. And even he wasn't that great. A little bit disappointed in Mr. Osmus's performance as captain. And
Would you guys have done better had you not botched the pick? Who was it of? Helmuth or
of Negreanu.
Negreanu,
at
yeah.
the beginning.
No,
we would have done a little better.
Not much. He had a shit
it
summer.
wouldn't have caught us up to like win these side bets. It would have
Right.
caught us up to I had a side bet with Jared Jaffe where we had to pay penalties if we finished either third to last, second to last, or last. So that one stung a little bit.
Did
Over
Negreanu go
that.
for 3 digits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did not have a 3-digit summer.
He
Right.
didn't even have a 2-digit summer.
Tough.
Very unlucky.
Shit happens.
Happy birthday, Lamana. I know
Thanks, man.
Landon,
birthday.
Landon didn't actually want to give you a happy birthday. He just shit all over it talking about the intro cam.
Excuse me,
Welcome
what?
back, Landon.
Wait a minute.
okay, Larry.
Hold on. We have a tortoise on a tortoise over here.
Well,
That was given to him by, who was it? It's a couple from Florida.
Yes.
They came up to me and we took a picture over the summer.
I'm
Oh my
like throwing their
God.
names out. God damn it.
And they have a little puppy.
They're the best.
And it said,
yes.
oh my
They were
God, the
so
puppy
nice.
rides the wagon.
They gave me that when I was making my run the Colossus. It helped
gave
me get all the way
They
to the final
gave
two
you
tables.
a dragon
It's the
head
coolest
with a
thing ever.
tortoise body
You
with
haven't
a
seen that yet?
tortoise on it.
Love it.
No, I've never seen this.
Oh my God, yes. It's been sitting there since the World Series.
Man,
it's
I
a
don't
new card
know.
protector.
Yeah, and then we have the standard tortoise, so now we have 2.
Yeah.
We also have Beware of Tortoise.
I
We
had,
have
I had to
3.
buy That's a replacement.
Yeah, I know. Gatsby
Gatsby
got
had his way
hungry.
with the first one.
Getting old, Burke.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking
I don't know
of,
about you, but
speaking
I'm-
of puppies, Burke, what's going on with these?
Fuck you, man.
Nah, he needs
You know
this.
what? Let's just move past it. Yeah.
So on
Happy birthday, Brian.
Friday? Was it Friday or Saturday?
I want to say it was Saturday.
Saturday, maybe? Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah,
I was
you're
going to
right.
UFC. It was Friday.
It was garbage day.
Yeah.
You're right. Apologies, by the way, for no show Friday. These guys didn't want to work. Lamana had a birthday, and
This is how you're gonna work it in.
This
is how you're gonna work.
I had to go play. But Saturday, I woke up bright and early to take the dogs for a walk before I went to the gym. I had the pup squad on their leashes, including Jamie Kerstetter's little demon Newt.
How long do we have this dog for?
Hopefully forever. I love Newt.
He's the best.
He's the best, but he does not get along with new animals, as I quickly found out. So walking them down my street, and lo and behold, here come two full-grown huskies sprinting at us. And now, in Newt's defense,
They're big boys.
they came in hot. And this isn't the first time we've been confronted by a loose dog on a walk. It's the first time it happened with Newt. And I never get worried about like my own personal safety or anything like that. I just always worry about how my dogs are going to interact with a dog off leash approaching them. And it's never great.
How did Scout do?
Scout just barks, always just barks. She'll never do anything about it. By the way, I had a dream last night. So fucked up. I had a dream that she severed her leg off.
Jesus.
And I was running around the house
dark.
trying to put it in ice while giving her a turn. It was wild. I woke up midway through. Anyway, neither here nor there.
Boo this man!
So she just obviously barks. This had happened once before. We were walking, and there's this dog that every single fucking day, Scout barks, almost to alert it to come out. And it comes out to the cage or to the fence area, and it barks back while all three dogs are just wagging their tails, barking at one another. So one day it wasn't behind the fence, and it just bum rushed us. And the thing is that it came up with tails wagging, but like it looked like it was looking for a fight. So I have my dogs on leash, and it's kind of like, I don't know. It was an aggressive confrontation between him and my two dogs. So I'm kind of like kicking it away and like pulling them, but very quickly, like we just turned and went the other way, and it went back to its house. No big deal.
Does waggly tail mean happy or like sometimes potentially aggressive or
Usually happy.
Like
Generally-
excitement.
genuinely
Yeah,
happy?
usually happy and excited.
Yeah,
But
but like I'm not just gonna let Gatsby go.
Gatsby has 3 teeth.
right.
Right. Like, he'll fight, but he's not gonna win that fight anymore. You know, he's an old boy.
Yeah, you got that dog in him, but he's old now.
So these huskies come up on us, and at first, like I'm kind of expecting an aggressive confrontation. Again, I'm a little nervous, so I try to pull my dogs behind me so I can get between them. And fucking Newt, I don't know how to describe him. He's like a Mexican street dog.
I mean, that's exactly how you describe him.
He's like part coyote, part fucking, I don't know, German
Part-
Shepherd.
Definitely
gang
has
member.
German Shepherd in him, yeah.
But he has this long hairy coat, and
Coyote boy.
what I didn't realize is that most of what's taking up his collar is his fur. So as I try to pull him away and he tries to go at these dogs, he just slips the collar and is gone. So now these three are just in a full-blown dog fight.
Oh, no.
And the thing is, the huskies are much, much larger and don't give a shit about Newt. But
No, they'll
also,
bite you.
But they're also like not aggressive at all.
No.
So like he's snarling and like trying to attack them, and they're just like, you know, snarling back and putting him on his back. but they're kind dogs. So like as I try to go grab Newt, I'm not like worried about getting bit by them. So I'm like trying to pull him inside, and they don't care. They just literally want to help. They just want me, regardless of what Newt has to say.
Yeah.
So I like I walk my dogs back to the house. I put them inside, and they're just in tow right behind me.
They joined the group.
Yeah, Newt and them getting one
They're in
more
the pack.
spat right on my porch. And
Yeah,
then
look at them.
You know,
them dogs. Them dogs is hell.
I put my dogs inside. So I'm like, okay, I mean, these dogs look like they've been through it. Like,
One's missing a claw.
yeah, the one like back claw was just like off, and his paw is just gushing. Not gushing, but like it's bleeding. You know, they don't seem to give a shit. Like they're just so happy and panting, and it's clear they've just been sprinting the neighborhood for God knows how long. their coats are like a little bit, mangy, and I'm just like, man, these things look like they've been out for days. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go get them food and water.
Yeah.
So I go inside and I go to get water and food and come back, gone, just ghost.
So what you're saying is these dogs found you
And then they left me.
for now.
So-
They knew they had to go.
No, they were just gone. So I'm like, whoa, fuck, I have some responsibility here. I got to go find these dogs.
He gone.
It's like Billy Madison. You get off your porch, you go look for the fucking dogs. So now I'm jogging the neighborhood because they're fast.
Yeah.
I can't just walk.
Hey, fast boys.
Round the corner, and I see them like all the way up at the end of the street, like near the church. I'm like, Jesus Christ, these things are fast. So I like run towards them, and I'm like calling for them, and they're interested. They seem like they could use a helping hand.
They know you now. They know you
So
now.
they like come running at me, and then they dart off into another yard, and then they come running at me again. And I have a neighbor who has like a horse track and a couple of horses. Very weird area that we've been built up into. Like, we're in this affluent neighborhood that was once just all horse farms, and one horse farm remains. They're like, I ain't going. And they just built a modern home next to their
With a
barn.
horse farm right there?
yeah, there's just two horses very close.
Yeah.
They're nice.
Like literally across the street.
They're nice horses.
So now the Huskies are like, their gate was open. They like go in there and they're just like laying down in front of the door. I'm like, oh, maybe this is their house. So I go knock. Nobody answers. I'm like, maybe this isn't their house. So I have them follow me back, give them food and water. They didn't seem interested in the food, but they they were lapping up the water. I don't know if you've ever seen a husky drink, but like they actually like eat the water. So like at points they're just like biting the water. I'm like, I don't think
They're
you
probably
guys
just hungry.
know how this works, but like, okay, fine. And then they both on each side of the bowl. So I have this like long bowl. It used to be part of like almost a Culligan for dogs, but Gatsby was afraid of the bubbles. So I would put like a 5-gallon water bottle on the container, and it would just constantly drip water. But every time he would drink, more water would come out and it would gurgle. And he got so freaked out he didn't drink for like a week. And he just started drinking pool water, and I was like, okay, we got to get rid of that. Anyway, so they get on each side of it, and they both just like lay down with their paws like almost like hugging one another, and just rest their face in the water.
That's why their faces are all wet. I was wondering.
They hot boys.
So now I'm like, I'm not annoyed. Like, obviously I want to help, but I'm frustrated because I can't take them inside because of Newt. And I need to be at the Bellagio at 10, and I have literally like an hour and 15 minutes to work out. So I have like 5 minutes at this point to shit or get off the pot.
You have a small window for these dogs.
Yeah, can't go just an hour on the workout. It's got to be an hour 15.
Well, look, man, I got to drive there, drive back. I can't be late for the game.
He's a machine.
And on top of this, like my dogs didn't get to go for a walk now.
Yeah, right.
I feel bad for them too. So I text Conrad. I'm like, "Are you awake?" And he comes out. He's like, "What the fuck is going on?" I was like, "All right, here's the thing. I need you to take these dogs to the animal hospital that's opening in 2 minutes and see if they're microchipped. And if they're not, ask them what the fuck we're supposed to do with them."
So I take him down there.
Adventure.
I got a couple huskies in the car. I'm like, I go into the animal hospital. I'm like, hey, I found some huskies. Can you see if they're chipped or not? And she comes out.
They just like kind of go in the hospital with you, like all's fine.
No, I left them in the car.
Were they
okay.
cool with you? Super nice?
Oh my
chill?
God, these
They
dogs
seem
are
like it.
amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
So I come out with the lady, and she checks if they have a chip. They don't. And I'm like, okay, so what do I do now? She looks at me and says, pick good names. I said, wow, okay. All right, so I got back in the car, and then I was just like, we kind of just figured we should post them everywhere, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, pull
By the way, shout out to the internet.
Yeah.
It remains undefeated.
It's true.
I posted on Twitter and got endless replies. Las Vegas locally amplified and whatnot. And I can't recall who the profile was, but he was basically like, posted these two apps. I found a couple dogs a week ago. Within an hour, I had their owners.
And within an hour here, we had their
Yeah, so Conrad did the same thing. They very quickly reached out. Their message was like, honestly, looking back on it, the message they sent, I was just like, I don't know if we should give these dogs.
It was,
So here's the thing.
It was kind of cryptic.
Well, here's the thing. I think that was like a 15-year-old child that was messaging me.
Okay.
And
That
they
would
were
make
using
sense.
their
It was that message
iCloud
that-
Like they're literally using the iCloud, like so probably just like using an iPad or something to send the email.
Right.
And like I came to the conclusion that this was a 15-year-old. Their mom was at work or something along those lines, and they asked me to drop the dogs off at Adventure Care.
The only reason I push back on that is because if that were true, that would mean that they were home. And they could just take the dogs.
No, she said I was at a family. They were at the family's house.
Okay.
So
but yeah, the thing that put me off is in the message they said something about like tying them up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, they're huskies. They shouldn't be outside for long durations at all, especially not tied up.
In this fucking heat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sad.
So ultimately, they gave us instructions to drop them off. Was it a kennel?
No, so it was just like a doggy daycare, basically.
Okay,
it's called Adventure Pet Resort, I believe.
Okay.
So,
The pet resort.
So they asked me to drop them off there. So I was like, all right, fine. Send me proof, make sure that you know they're your pups or whatever. What happened to the claw? What happened to the face? So she tells me all that.
Investigator Conrad.
Sends me some pictures of everything. And I was like, all right, cool. So I go over there to drop them off, and we had our leashes on them. So I drop them off, whatnot, leave my information, and I left the leashes there like an idiot. So I go back 15 minutes later, maybe 20, and I'm like, hey, I left our leashes here. And they're like, okay, just to let you know, those dogs are going to be going to the animal control because they've been lost 3 times in the past X amount of time, the last time being July 30th. So I was like, wait. They're going to a shelter now? And they're like, yes, and you guys will have first right of refusal to pick them up. And I was like, what?
So the daycare spot
called the
they
animal
notify
shelter.
animal shelter at a certain point, like once the dogs
It's
get lost X amount of times or something?
I think it's 3 times.
It's probably like third strike, you're out.
Yeah.
Basically. So the way that the lady explained it to me is that they weren't allowed to get them back. And I was like, that doesn't sound great.
Didn't they have to like pay a fine or something maybe?
Yeah, something along those lines.
Okay, so I can fill it now because I spoke to animal control. So what happens is once they get picked up by animal control, they go through a certain set of protocols where they spade and neuter them, give them their vaccination, and microchip them.
Yeah.
That all now becomes a cost that is incurred by the owner should they want their dogs back.
Sure.
So now they basically have a week to pay the fines or pay the cost, whatever it is, and take their dogs home. If not, then the dogs are put up for adoption. And like I spoke to the animal control guy, he's assured me it's. He didn't actually say it was a no-kill shelter, which was a little concerning. But he's like, they don't just come in here and die. That's not the way it happens. Like these are obviously great dogs. Somebody will adopt them. Yada
we
yada.
are.
Relax, little
Pump the brakes,
little boy.
No, we need them dogs.
We're gonna get to this, I'm sure.
But we do have. He basically said like if in a week they haven't been claimed, like we'll call you and you guys have the opportunity.
Don't
to
worry,
them if you
we'll
want.
call them 10 a.m. Saturday morning.
Exactly.
But they'll be claimed. They're
Well,
huskies.
so when I went back in, I had called the animal hospital again, where I dropped them off, and I just wanted to get clarification. It was before Berkey had told me, and I was like, hey, so. She was telling me, she went back, she's like, well, they can go pick up the dogs, whatever, they have to pay a fine or whatever. But I have a very big suspicion that they're not going to want to. And I was like, why? She's like, because they're getting neutered. And she was under the impression that, because you're not allowed to have unneutered pups in Nevada. So she was under the impression
they were breeding them.
that they were going to breed them.
some huskies for some
And
money.
they're not going to want them if they're neutered.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if I really got that. It's a mom. It seemed like a mom and a daughter type
just
thing.
speculation.
Like, it just seems a little out there. But
It could.
who knows?
Are
Do
huskies
we know
an
if-
expensive breed?
Yes.
Do we know if they were boy and girl or boy?
Boy and girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do we know their names?
Yeah. Royal and Kobe.
Which one's which?
Can we change
Royal
names?
was the girl. Kobe was the
Gotta
boy.
keep Kobe. Respect.
Do you know how old they were?
I don't. I want to say
Didn't you say like 4 or 5?
Yeah, I
somewhere
want to
along
say
those
it's between
lines?
No,
3.
we were just guessing.
Yeah, but I would guess between 3 and 5. And I don't even think. I think 5 is a little too old. Maybe like 3 and 4.
Keep
I
them
don't know. They look
dogs.
super withered, so it was tough to say.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's because
yeah.
they're just outside and they have those coats. Like they're
These things were
outside-
fucking sprinting.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet. It just-
I mean, huskies are such a high. This
Right.
kid has no idea what he's fucking getting himself into.
Yeah, he does it.
Dad, I want a dog.
No,
I swear, I'll take care of it.
there's 2 of them, okay? We're not taking one. We're taking both.
Well, it just means you have to go for an extra hour walk every morning.
Yep.
Long walks. You got to keep them from escaping. You got
Maybe
to
it'll
feed
teach
them.
Landon some
It's not gonna
responsibility.
teach him shit. It's gonna incur more cost to me.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to fucking pay for food, pay for vets, pay for checkups.
I'll pay for
I'm gonna
food.
have to fucking go find them every time they get lost.
Landon will be
this
off
is
to
like-
Florida.
Wait,
for a couple
wait.
years.
How are they going to escape our house?
The same way they escape all houses,
Yeah.
man. I don't know. These things are fucking.
They dig
They
and they
can fly.
jump.
They're special.
They dig and they
jump.
they dig and they jump.
They're meant to.
I don't think they
be
would get.
sled dogs.
Yeah, I don't think they would get out of our yard except for the other side.
Who knows?
Yeah, but
Who knows?
Maybe just take him up to Dan O'Brien. There's a
I
lot of
offered.
snow.
He said,
There's a
"I'm in
lot
no
of snow in
position
there."
right now to take 2 more dogs." I go, "You want some
It's
sled
funny that
dogs?"
we both came to that conclusion.
Well,
They
Tahoe's a
start
great
building
place for
some
huskies.
huskies.
Yeah.
They
Lots-
good boys.
They get snow like 8 out of the 12 months up there.
I mean, even in the summer, it's only high 70s, low 80s.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's nice.
a nice place for a husky.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, apparently it's a little bit of a myth that they don't belong in the desert. No, first of all, no one belongs in the desert.
Right.
This
Except
isn't
like
really
scorpions and
suitable
like
for any
lizards.
level of life. But I
You
guess
have
huskies
pet
are like pretty
scorpions?
adaptable.
I
But,
love
yeah.
them. They're so nice. They're so sweet, and they would make a lovely family
That's
addition.
great. That's
to,
great. You guys should
to
go,
Gatsby and Scout.
you guys should get a house and adopt these dogs.
They'll be in your house Saturday morning.
See, this is
Yeah,
I was
those
gonna
are-
wake up Landon. I'm like, Landon, they're ready.
there is a greater than 50% chance that these not just be dogs.
of course, but like.
He has to push back a little bit,
Stop! Look,
No.
he has to feign that he doesn't actually care.
I don't want these dogs. I will take these dogs and I will love these dogs, but I don't particularly want these
Good way to sum
dogs.
it up.
Yeah, we understand.
Yeah. Like if I were gonna get another dog, I would get a puppy that I could start from fresh and train the way that I need it to be trained or whatever.
Holy shit!
and I don't
we're
have
gonna
time for that
5
right now.
dogs.
5
We're gonna have
dogs.
5 dogs.
Well, what are you gonna do with Newt? Because Newt wants to fight them all.
What happens when the dogs outnumber the people that live in the house?
That
dogs take over.
that is actually the only desirable part of this.
That's the goal. That's the goal there.
Is to add 2 more dogs and kick one person out.
We just have an impromptu sanctuary.
You're first on the chopping block, buddy.
Fuck, I am.
I want a dog.
2 dogs. You love them.
2 dogs.
You love them.
Berkey's just-
Stop it. You
Berkey's
love
playing
them.
a role right now.
Stop
He
it.
will
Say it right now. Say you
immediately
love these
grab them.
dogs. Say you love these dogs because you do.
When was the last time you walked any of the dogs?
Say you love these dogs
Or
because you do.
fed any of the dogs?
They get fed.
Yeah, by someone else.
Yeah, by someone that owns a dog. These
Landon,
aren't
you-
my dogs.
You can come live with Michelle and I.
dogs.
We'll take you in. It's our own child. We'll love you like our own child.
You have no idea. You have no idea what you're signing up for. Let me read to you a text conversation between myself and Matt Glantz.
Nah, this is bullshit.
No, this is
dying.
one of the funniest conversations, and it's just like it's landed in a nutshell.
No, this is bullshit, and then I'm gonna defend myself after you.
You have no
clown.
defense here,
I
buddy.
have a defense for
There you
sure.
go. You do this all the time.
No. No, actually,
So Glantz
I have such a
made
good
the
counter.
mistake of reaching out and saying like we're all welcome to stay at his place if we go to Florida. I was like, I'm pretty sure only Landon's going. And he goes, that's fine. He's welcome. Tell him it's tough love with me. I'm not a pushover like Uncle Burke. That's the preface.
You love these dogs.
2 weeks later, Landon's there. And at Hard Rock, Glantz is giving him a ride to the house. He goes, I have to be getting punked by Landon right now. I've been waiting for an hour. Then he sends me 4 text message exchanges of him trying to explain to Landon how to get to the valet, including a Google map. Follows up with, any other kid would be living under a bridge if it weren't for poker. And I said, you have no idea. He does this to me all the time. And he goes, I can't breathe. I said, I'm happy you get to experience this. It's nice that at least one other person will be able to confirm I'm not the crazy one. 45 minutes later, he finally found me. All good.
Is Is it by the Uber?
No.
He's like, I don't know where that is. Just go to the valet. Ask a person how to go to the valet.
Look, the Seminole Hard Rock parking garage, they have 3 garages.
We know.
Right,
We,
the
we all
main
know
one.
the outline.
Wait. This isn't
main
over.
valet.
This isn't over. So then a few hours later, they're back at the house, and Glantz sends me a link to a photo album. And it's just Landon eating. He goes, and I go, I can't believe you took this human garbage disposal into your home. He goes, you weren't kidding with him. And I go, he needs a lot of polish. Glantz goes, he really is just a kid. I go, largely yes. Imagine running a company with him. And then I just put a gun to head emoji.
You love me.
We do love you.
You love these dogs.
In spite of all of your
there's
faults.
3 parking garages at the Hard Rock. This was honestly.
I can tell you which one he was at right now.
Which one?
By not the full where the guitar is, the other side.
Yeah.
By
That's
closer
what
to
I'm
the
thinking.
poker room, right in front of. Like,
Yes, he was at the garage closest to the poker room. The one where if you
valet.
walk to valet and take the elevator up.
closest to the tournament room.
You're from
No,
Florida,
no, it's not
bro.
that one.
Okay,
Not
so,
that one.
So it was Lucky Street.
I don't fucking know the names of the garages. What I know is he was at
Apparently.
the guitar with like the water fountain running down.
Okay, so
he was
he's
at
in the
that
middle one.
garage. He was at a garage I've never been to. He wasn't at Uber Valet and Pickup. If he went 2 seconds through this to the through street to the Uber pickup, that's where I was.
Yeah, it's his fault.
Yeah. He's just
No, it's
You're from Florida. This is what happens when you don't
Nobody's
drive.
admitting
You're
fault.
totally unaware of like any of your surroundings.
The problem is when you're there, you don't see him. You go to the next one.
I started walking and then I saw a white because he has a white Tesla and I saw the white. I was walking to where he was. And then,
Confirm or deny? This whole process took an hour and 20 minutes.
No way.
no, less.
How much less?
Less. It was probably like 30 minutes, maybe a little less.
Okay.
Just because I finished bagging. He had to wait longer because he busted last level of day 1A.
Oh, so that's on him.
I mean, if he didn't bust last level of day 1A,
Yeah, I mean-
we would have bagged and I would have saw where his car was. But that's not the point.
Landon takes this obscure picture of
My phone-
nothing. He's like, does this help?
My phone was at 2%, which didn't help. So I was with like a mutual friend of theirs, and my phone died as soon as I was about to text Matt like where I was, and I was like, "What am I supposed to do? My phone just died." And then he looked at me and goes, "You can come with me like to an Uber that's close to." I'm like, "Well, that doesn't seem very helpful." And now I'm sitting here, dead phone. His friend is leaving. I don't know where Matt is, so I keep walking. I see a white Tesla drive past me. I'm like, oh, this must be him, and he missed me. So I turn around. It was a different white Tesla. So
That's shocking.
Imagine that.
So
Imagine that.
So I go back, and then he's at the garage. He's at the valet where it's not. I don't
it's
know if
drop
main
it's drop off valet.
It's like it's like drop off valet, which isn't in front of the.
It's in the middle. It's the middle
It's that
one.
close to the poker room. Yeah.
It's the middle one.
Because I went to the other garage.
I'll tell you what.
There's 3 fucking garages, man.
I would watch the Adventures of Landon sitcom.
Yes.
I think it would be so
Oh,
You
good.
my
should
God.
actually
Reality
put a
show.
GoPro on your
Listen,
head.
Michelle's
Yo,
been
this is
calling
how you
for
get
this
rich.
forever. She's like, he's like reality gold. You just like take him to like Manhattan, right in the middle of Manhattan.
I don't wanna go to Manhattan.
And
I don't wanna go to-
exactly.
I don't wanna
That's
go to
what you
the-
don't. Right, that's the point.
I don't wanna go to the
You stick
Bronx.
you
I
right
don't
there,
wanna go to
and you just have a camera.
Honestly,
We can get pigtails to film him.
him out in
walk
the
him
real world.
walking around.
Him
Yeah.
out in the real world would be like
Yeah.
dropping Paris Hilton out on a desert
No,
desert
they did
island.
that. Wait, remember that? What was that show with Paris Hilton and
Paris
Nicole
and Nikki.
Richie.
Nicole Richie? It was like, yeah, I forget what it was called.
It was.
They
it
were
was,
out like in the farmlands
Yeah,
and
on
they had to do
Fox.
like milk cows and shit.
That's hot.
I love Paris Hilton.
It was like the real life or something like that.
Yeah, the surreal life.
Surreal life. Yeah, but that was all manufactured. They were just like it was like dirty jobs for pretty girls. That's
Yeah.
not what I'm talking
You're saying
about.
this is real.
Right.
Like if we dropped him in the middle of Manhattan and said, "Find your way home," that would be
Yes.
literally like putting her on Naked and Afraid.
Yeah.
This is not hot.
Look, okay. Next thing, when Matt gave me address to his house. I go there with my sister. We're gonna like have dinner, and he gave me the wrong address. He gave me the wrong address. So for 30 minutes, we're like circling the neighborhood.
Probably on purpose.
And I was like,
That'd be the greatest troll.
because the way that his neighborhood works is it goes in numbers of 6s, and just could not find the number that he put that he texted me. And I text him. I go, look, man, I don't know where your house is. This makes no sense. I literally just came from this place I don't know how to get back to this place. And then he texts me back and says, oh my God, I am so sorry. I sent you the wrong number.
That's actually pretty great. If that was a troll, that is like so deep, next level
It wasn't
troll.
a troll. He felt really bad.
Senior moment?
But
I understand.
at the same time, it was like, all right, so we're 1-1 now.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Landon, you've just been censored.
Yeah.
You're censored.
No, I have good pants on
No,
today.
you're censored.
I have good pants. I have good shorts on today. Man. Anyways.
Yo, Jeff,
What's up?
how are we going to get all this money back?
This 1K?
Yeah, I have an idea.
Okay, what is it? Go ahead.
We're just going to have to play the Circa thing. We're just going to have to jump into the Circa pool.
Oh, the survivor pool
We
or
just gotta play
the
Survivor
spread pool or both?
I mean, both. It's our only chance now.
Those are very difficult to win.
I mean,
that.
did you
Circa
ever have
best
a
ball?
general manager named Conrad?
You wouldn't be general manager of my life, just my WSOP fantasy team. That's not like a year
I
round.
was looking for the
you don't want life coaching?
I was just looking for Circa.
pretty
I
sure.
have to tell you, you do not want him managing a survivor pool.
Why?
You are terrible at this. Do we need to go back to the weekend warrior picks?
I'm terrible at
Just
this.
one correct
All right, so
pick a
we're-
week. That's
yeah.
all we need.
Seems
true.
easy, right?
It's
How do
a
we not
lock.
win?
Yeah.
It's a lock.
I think we have.
I feel
sounds
like you two
side
need. I
bets.
feel like you two need to have a bet now, like best ball survivor pool type thing.
Best ball. Wasn't best ball like pick a team lineup and leave it there?
Yeah, you just draft and
Set
then,
it and forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
I mean,
extra
y'all
game is
should
just-
do an entry in the Circa
Yeah.
5 picks a week thing because then each person could have a pick.
We definitely
every
should
week.
do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
We definitely should do that. And funny you mentioned best ball. We actually are in the process of talking to Underdog, I believe.
Oh, let's
Yeah.
go.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is underdog.
So we will be doing some fun best ball type bits or whatever.
Nice.
That sounds awesome.
We have to come up with
Some weekly
how we're gonna
lineups
package it.
also.
Yeah.
Do the Huskies count as underdogs too?
Wow.
Enough with the
the
Huskies.
The weekend warriors are
underdog.
back, baby.
Ooh, it's coming back strong.
Let's fuck. We need to get a graphics guy to up this bit a little bit because the production value was pretty low last year.
I think that's like part of it.
That was
raining
great.
from the
You guys
sky
suck.
and the let's fucking
Yeah.
go.
It is so perfect. I put hard work into that. There we go.
Where is this money coming from?
Oh my god.
That's so bad. That's all just money falling down under the.
That was the best thing I've ever done in my
You know
life.
what? Maybe it is a little bit better than I thought it was.
I mean, you just romanticize it as like one of the worst edits you've ever seen in your life.
It's pretty bad. It's
Burke,
pretty
I
bad.
checked
It's
the
amazing.
line. Steelers are for total wins 9.
Yeah.
I think I like over.
Over.
Oh, really?
But wait, here's the best. Here's the
Little
best
insider
thing.
info. I got a text afterwards that said, I knew I'd pick the Steelers. I couldn't remember at what price, but I'm all in on over 9.
Yeah, well, the Browns, if you want to just parlay it,
Yeah.
they're 9.5. So you can
What?
just go ahead and take the under there.
Oh, that's a lot.
Wait, the Browns
So
9.5?
Steelers over.
They don't let you
Browns
parlay
under.
overs and unders on
When the
teams.
Steelers sweep them this year, it'll be what?
You can't
Jeff, let him
parlay
try, let him
team
try, let
overs
him
and
try, let him
unders
try.
because they obviously will correlate.
So wait,
Right.
hold on. I have a question.
Right. So they won't. The sportsbook won't let you do it.
He's just saying. He's not saying
can-
parlay.
no,
He's just
I
saying
know you
bite
can't
his pet him.
Oh,
I know
gotcha,
you
gotcha,
can't parlay
gotcha.
them. I know
Okay,
you can't
okay.
parlay
So-
them, but I
That'd be cool.
just
He's saying
just bet
take
them
two
both.
bets. Take
I have
bet
a
him
serious question. How
Take
the
2 locks of the century.
How the fuck are the Browns 9.5 when Deshaun Watson threw for 33 yards last year?
It's insane. It's actually insane when you think about it. Like, okay, so you're telling me that the Steelers are expected to win 9, the Browns are expected to win 9.5. Baltimore and Cincy are expected to win more than that.
Right. So yeah, I was looking. It was it was Cincy like 11 or something like that, 10.5 or 11.
They play
and then
18
it was
games
like
now or
it was like
17?
Baltimore
17.
10, Browns 9.5,
Which is
Steelers 9.
essentially
It's just
10.
like they all can't win.
Right.
They're playing each other
Okay,
twice.
so everyone in the
Right.
North is going to have a winning season despite
Right.
playing each other twice.
Yeah.
The rest of the AFC is clearly going to have a down
Something's
year.
got to give, and it's just going to be the Browns.
It's definitely going to be the Browns. I actually think I would be all in on the Baltimore under also.
What is the under there? They have a good.
At Circa,
They have a good quarterback.
Everybody says this every year, man.
wait.
Lamar just hasn't done it. He hasn't stayed healthy since his MVP season. You could say that they surrounded him with a little bit more talent with Odell, but like the receiving core is always year in and year out shit.
Did he
Well,
get a
no,
con-
they
did
just
he get a
keep-
contract?
They keep getting injured.
I don't care what they keep doing. They
Ravens
haven't.
10.
They're not shit.
They have
At
not had a
Circa's
good
10, yeah.
receiving core, maybe ever.
Bengals
I'd argue.
11 and a half.
Yeah, the Bengals are.
They're really, they're pretty good.
They're
but
high
man,
up there on Super Bowl favorites, but
I did forget that
saw a lot.
there are 17 regular
All right,
season
guys.
games.
Saw a lot of people.
I mean,
Oh my God! Turn his mic off. I can't believe he's gonna say this shit twice in a week.
A lot of
7
people
days.
saying the Steelers are going to win the North.
I can't.
Plus
okay.
475.
That's
To win the North?
Yeah.
Book it.
475.
God, book it. I'm putting that
How does it
1,000 right
lose?
now on
Yeah,
them
you
winning the
should do
North.
it. Yeah.
but like, why?
Because they're going to win the North.
All right.
But why?
Because they have a really
They're-
good defense, and their rookie quarterback is not a rookie anymore.
Top 3
and he's gonna
defense
play
in the
every game.
league, for sure. Top 3 running back in the league. Maybe
That
the
sometimes runs
best
sideways.
receiving core
Oh
in the
my
league.
God, this is disgusting.
You saw that tweet and sent the backward smiley face, buddy.
It's
Well,
so
they're
funny.
obviously not
It's so funny
the
when
5 best receivers in the
Andy's
league.
head is exploding right now.
Don't care.
What,
Absolutely.
you said
When he
that-
said top 3 running back in the league,
Najee's.
I think Najee's great, but I mean,
not a top
I don't know
3.
if he's top 3. Maybe.
All right, for shits and giggles.
Let me rephrase. Top 3 rushing attack
Okay, I
in the
mean,
league.
yeah, it's like, I mean, I always think of Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb's the best. Nick Chubb is the best running
Jeff
back.
has some opinions right now.
Pollard is good.
McCaffrey's a great running back, but he's not a part of like a strong rushing attack. Like he's gonna get a lot of yards from scrimmage,
Yeah.
but it's it's gonna be a
No,
mix.
he's going to be
of
great
rushing
for
pass.
fantasy this year because he's like
course.
the only guy.
And that's always the case. What I'm trying to say specifically about the Steelers' run game is that they have a very strong run game.
Yes.
And most importantly, they've improved at the offensive line. That's been their Achilles heel for the last 3
For the
seasons.
Steelers, and now
Yeah.
they're
I actually
they're
like the
better.
Steelers plus 475 to win the
Yeah.
North. Like you're getting good odds. You're getting great odds. Tomlin doesn't put in
Pick it to
losing
Pickens.
records.
We saw it on Friday. Pick it to Pickens.
But
It's going to be all
for shits
year
and giggles,
long.
let's run through this real quick.
Oh my God.
First game, Bengals versus Browns. That's an obvious loss for the Browns.
Yep.
Second versus
Browns
Steelers.
schedule.
I'm
By
gonna take
the way,
Steelers.
there's a great chance that Burrow
Monday
doesn't
night
play
in
till like
Pittsburgh.
week 5.
Because of the calf thing?
Oh.
Because of the injury?
Oh,
I mean, I think they're just going to be pretty conservative about running him out there.
yeah, no, that's true.
Do they have someone
not sure, are we?
as a
I
backup
have
that's
no
reasonable?
idea who their backup is.
Yeah, who's their backup and how
They got the Red Rocket back?
Hold on, let me see.
They have Andy Dalton. I don't
God,
know.
nothing would make me happier than Andy Dalton coming back to the North
Might-
just
might
get
Wally Pitt Burrow,
obliterated
yeah.
by the Steelers again. That guy has to have fucking nightmares about
Trevor
seeing black and
Siemian.
gold.
I feel like Trevor
Trevor
Siemian.
Siemian?
He was the
Was he
quarterback of the
at Bucks?
Broncos.
Jake Browning?
Broncos.
Oh, yeah, he was really bad there.
He was mid at best.
No, it was,
He was
worse.
sub-mid.
Simeon's terrible. Yeah.
So, what happened to him? He had one good game or 2 good games
had
or
a
something,
He had one good game.
and then got a contract, right?
Yeah.
This was like post the Brock Osweiler nonsense,
who
right?
was just like abysmal. Speaking of abysmal,
I mean, hey, he got like a multi-hundred, like
No, I
like
know.
a huge
I
contract
know.
and fucked off.
I know. Speaking of abysmal, can you believe we brought Mason Rudolph back?
You did?
I know.
I mean, his
It's
brain's
incredible.
still probably a little bit
This
fucked
guy
up
has
from
to
the-
hate everybody in the league. Like the fact that he came back to a team that has like outwardly said you're never going to be our
Yeah.
guy, and then he basically said like I want fucking out, and everybody else in the league was like,
No thanks.
we'll pass.
Yeah. He's okay as a backup.
You mean third string?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Third string, yes.
Uh,
backup.
Backup Trubisky.
I have to tell you too, like
What's up with that guy?
watching the preseason game, Trubisky he's a fucking bust.
What's up with that guy?
He's fine. He's fine as a backup, but like
Yeah.
the fact that we ever thought he'd be the guy to fill in is insane.
Pro
He
style
was like a
offense.
bridge
I don't
kind
think
of
you
thing.
guys did.
He was never going to be like the guy for like multiple
You
years.
just-
People
No.
thought he was going to be the guy.
No, he was just a flyer. He was literally just a flyer.
He
and
was.
and
I
if
agree.
he does
Yeah.
take off, great. He's
Yeah.
young. He can do something.
He was inexpensive. And,
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, well, guess what?
He went super
We
early.
draft somebody.
He was like pick 2,
First
pick
round.
3.
Yeah.
He was like
Second pick.
Yeah.
Second pick.
First
yeah.
round Bears. Yep.
Like he was like the Ryan Leaf.
Yep. Big bust, but they made out with Fields.
Good old Mr.
Yeah.
Biscuit.
So Trubisky is back up on the Bears still.
No, Steelers.
Oh.
But
Oh,
this
you
is our
guys-
last year we have him under
he
contract.
was our starting quarterback opening day last year.
Oh my God, I remember this.
Mr.
Yeah,
Biscuit?
I remember
See?
Mr. Biscuit.
Yeah.
I only remember
Thank
this
you,
because of
Melissa.
Brian's memes.
I'm
yes.
telling you right now that if they had started Pickett against the Jets instead of bringing him in the second half, Steelers make the playoffs last
Yeah,
year.
exactly.
Oh my God. Fucking Pittsburgh is over 8.5 is minus 150
Over 8.5
on
wins.
FanDuel.
For that half a point,
Huh?
you have to lay that price for that half a game.
That's a big price.
Well, that's,
but I mean,
that's what it is right now on FanDuel.
Yeah, it's
it's 9 most.
on stations. It's
nine.
it's
Yes,
9
Caesar
and
has it-
minus 115.
The Steelers always
Caesar
find
has
a
it
way.
9 minus 115, but On a couple points bets and FanDuel, it is 8.5 minus 150.
They always find a way to go like 9 and 8 or like 10 and 7.
You really like
Yeah.
him.
Well,
on Circa.
they've never had a losing season.
That's
You
what I'm
could go
saying.
over
They always
9.5.
they just like find a way to do
Under
that.
Tom.
At plus 145.
Plus
They've
145?
never had a losing season ever.
If you Circa has a
Really
couple
ain't
alternate
franchise.
lines,
Oh, nice.
so for
My
like a
memory
big
only goes
total,
back so
regular,
far,
and low.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Tomlin era.
Are you
post
you a
Tomlin.
Cowboys fan over there?
No, I don't
Ew.
have any like pro
Good for you.
allegiances.
Good for you.
I don't even know that much about
You're just
pro.
kind of
I
like
just-
you're just a statistician.
That's kind of
I
nice.
like college.
You should just like become a gambler when you have no affiliation. Because
Yes.
like you know,
Yeah, that's
That's kind of what he is.
like I should bet basketball because I don't give a shit about
Right, your
any
heart's
of the-
not in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like LeBron, and that's about
Hold
as far
on,
as it
let
goes.
me find something for you. This is good segue because I actually bet on some UFC fights or something. I had no idea what was going on.
Never learned your lesson, huh?
No, I won
just
this one.
randomly
Whoa.
fired.
No, I won.
Which fight?
I won because I was.
You were there, yeah?
I was
Yeah.
extremely indifferent. It
Which
was like
fight was it?
Tatiana. It was like let me find it.
I need last names.
I know. I'm finding the picture.
Or is it this?
Is it the girl that dated Colby?
She was like a huge. There was like two pretty big favorites at like minus 150 or something. But like,
Did she like explode
not
the other
big.
girl's face?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think I caught a little.
I think it was the
glimpse
first fight, and she absolutely beat the shit out of her.
of that. Yeah.
And the funny part is, like, so the girl, the first fight, I'm not sure who it was, but the first fight at UFC this weekend was a girls' fight, and I think it was Juliana Miller versus this Brazilian chick, and Juliana Miller was like a small underdog, whatever, and she came in looking really bad in her weigh-in, like she was just completely like, look, you just saw ribs or whatnot. I was just like, ooh.
we tried to get the bet down earlier, and like it was through one of us, like an online sports book, and like they wouldn't take X amount of action just because it was like too much. Or
Hey, you
something.
got capped. All right, I don't want to.
I'm so sorry.
I don't
I
want
should
to
have been better at
poo-poo
this.
Landon's thing here, but
God damn it.
since we're talking about fighting and no one cares who he actually bet on,
And torturing people.
yeah, let's talk this Bally stream. I mean,
Oh shit! I forgot about
let's
that.
talk about the elephant in the room, I guess. We saw some wild shit go down last Thursday.
Man, that shit was hilarious.
Maybe it was last Wednesday. I can't recall,
It
but
was
Like
Wednesday, last Wednesday.
okay. So
it's
there,
like the epitome of this escalated quickly.
my word for it is jarring.
yeah, jarring
That's
is
a
a
good word for
good
it,
good
yeah.
word. It ended with "fuck around and find out" for sure, and I think okay, we have to unpack a few things here. So. I wasn't watching. Conrad was, and he goes, "You have to turn on Bally stream right now." And I'm like driving home from pickleball. I'm like, "All right, I'll see what this is all about." And they're in the midst of shouting. I was like, "I need to rewind." So I go back like 5 minutes or so, and this Jason kid gets introduced to the game that I'd only seen once prior in a video of him just like
Oh, he was dancing. He was like,
he was having some weird EDC moment.
All right.
Yeah,
I
you-
keep cooking. All right.
He was
That's
just
for the
feel-
females out there.
He was just feeling the groove in the one seat. Somebody caught him, listening to some EDM and just fucking zoning out, I guess. So that was my only introduction to this character. He comes in hot. He lays a Bible down on the table,
What?
and
Yeah.
he just immediately starts trauma dumping on poor Francis. I mean, like within a
Keep forgetting
minute,
Francis.
within a minute, like Francis might have said like something like, "Where are you from?" or something like that. He's like, "My mother used to beat me." It's like, well, that's a lot.
Not only that, he's doing this at like full volume.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
While Kurt is facing like an overbet river.
Yeah, so Kier's in the
Kier.
tank. They got the fucking countdown going on behind him. And Jason's just, really pouring his heart and soul out for Francis to hear the abuse and, how lucky us Westerners have and why we're shit because we didn't have it as tough as him growing up. And, we all got coddled a little too much. Like
Also,
he took some lashing.
Don't forget about the 30 girls in 5 days.
Oh, well,
Look, you can only go so
that.
fast.
I caught that a little bit after the fact, but yeah, apparently he was. I don't know. Was he in Germany? I think.
Some Germany brothel or something like that.
Yeah, he was
Fucking
just
guy.
fucking all day long, man. He wanted to let you know about it too. We're talking 6 a day for a week straight. You got your pick of the litter. So all this is happening.
Bad.
All this is happening, and Austin was at the other end, who I think we've seen on the Hustler stream before, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think we've seen him once before there.
Yeah,
Somewhere.
I know he's roommates with Pepe, so you know,
Alright.
he's not new to the scene necessarily as far as like being an unknown.
This is Pepe from HCL?
Yes.
Okay.
As well as I believe he played Bally's as well. And he just starts talking to himself, but it sounds like he's directing it at Jason. Says something like, shut the fuck up.
And then
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And he's like slapping himself.
My God.
And Jason kind of like asks him about it or whatever. And he goes, no, I'm talking to myself. I'm like, okay, this seems tame still. And then they come and ask him to take his Bible off the table. And at that point, that became, you know, a bit of a focus, to which I don't even know how the conversation devolved into fighting words, to be honest. But at some point, Austin told Jason to chill. And Jason said, I'm not going to chill. It's my money. I'll do whatever the fuck I want with it. Mm-hmm. And then said something
along the lines that he beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. To which Austin very eloquently replied, I will fuck your mother in front of you. Pardon my language.
At least he was pardoned about it.
I will
I think you forgot about the torture part.
No,
That's where it devolved to.
He wasn't pardoned about it.
I'm not going to do that part justice. I think we should just, at this point, roll the clip.
Smart.
It's so good.
Huge raise from Austin.
Holy Bible, huh?
Yes. I found Jesus 3 years ago.
All right, guys, be quiet. Here's thinking, guys. This is a big raise over here.
I want to take all of it, right?
The same guy said this and he left after he lost.
I mean, I've been playing this game for 22 years.
Shut up.
Putting it on TV.
Shut the up, Austin.
What?
Nothing. No, I'm talking to myself, bro.
Been with over 200 girls. What's their body count?
Such a bad card for Kier.
50 and 3.
Dude, we're playing a 450K pot right now. You guys are talking about Pattaya right now, bro.
Fuck 30 girls. 30 girls in 5 days in Germany. It's legal there.
It's an insane conversation to be having at the table while Kier's trying to think through the spot.
And the pros of Asia.
He folds. Wow. I've heard things get really spicy.
Every time I cry.
Listen, you got any drugs?
What?
You got any drugs?
I need mushrooms and Molly. Do you have?
That's some coke.
I do mushrooms and Molly every day. Mushrooms and Molly.
You do mushrooms and Molly every day?
Every day.
It'd be cool if you bought 100, but you bought 10, bro.
What's up?
Nothing.
That is the plight of the minority. That is why we work harder than all of you fucking Americans. You do not appreciate your fucking privileges. You are so fucking ridiculous.
Hey, can I get 10 more Coronas?
12. I'll get you a drink. Exposed cards, 6
Oh, 10 Coronas, please.
6 of diamond.
I'll take a Corona.
Exposed cards, 6 of cards.
2 Coronas?
Diamond.
I'll take one.
I'll take a Corona.
It's 100, so I check.
Option.
Get around?
Yeah.
Check.
Francis.
The energy has massively shifted.
Tips New York, so hold on. You're 35, 36.
Hey, how do you order a beer?
Pop Monster with top pair.
Televised stream with the Bible.
Does Pop Monster ever not hit top pair?
I'm bipolar. I'm insane.
I got it.
Oh my gosh.
You thought Kanye was bad? Wait till you see me. Check.
Check that
I know,
out.
but to do something like
What is it about this seat?
table, bro.
I don't give a fuck. It's my money. I'll do whatever the fuck I want.
Actually, fucking. Oh my god.
Seat number 3 has been off the rails tonight.
The drunk guy.
Earlier with Johnny Cigar.
Did you work for this
Oh my
money?
God.
Then fucking tell me how to.
We're almost done.
Pop Monster hitting.
For this money, what do you think I did? I watched fucking
You
TV.
didn't work for my money.
I'm pretty sure that was a Jack on the River. Graphics might be off right now. Pop Monster hit trips.
I fuck
You want to buy drugs?
Whatever the fuck I want to
I
do,
have
I do
drugs
it.
for you.
I don't need your drugs. I make them.
Check.
I know, but you shouldn't have a Bible out in the fucking phone.
I can do whatever the fuck I want. Because this is a free country.
Hey, calm the down before
I don't have to
to
fucking calm down. I'm fucking bipolar. I'm fucking insane.
Oh my goodness.
I am.
I don't give a fuck.
This is interesting branding.
If you're your mom, bro.
I don't give a fuck, man.
You don't give a fuck?
I don't give a fuck.
He needs to watch his mouth.
I don't need to watch my mouth.
What's the name? Because I'm in that mood, bro.
I'm just playing. Why are you talking shit?
I'm not playing.
I'm waiting for this.
I'm not playing.
I'm not playing. Dude, you think I'm scared of you? I'll beat the fucking shit out of you.
Yeah?
Yeah. We'll take it outside. Right now.
No, not right now. After the game. You're gonna regret life, Jason.
Signature card.
You remember who the fuck I am, Jason. You remember who Fuck, I am, Jason.
I don't know. I apologize, Russ. I did not mean
I will
that.
fuck your mom in front of you, Jason.
You will not do that.
Who the? Hey, ask who the fuck I am, Jason.
Talk about my mom again.
Hey,
And
I will fuck your mom in front of you, Jason. I will torture your mom in front of you, Jason.
What is this conversation?
Fucking limbs, Jason.
Because I spoke words?
Yeah,
You're hurt by words? You're triggered? You're triggered by words? You're willing to kill someone over words?
Our producer getting involved now.
I'm gonna kill you.
Is it
I'm
not
gonna
afraid of
fucking
a
torture
speech?
you.
Is
I'm
it
not
not
afraid of pieces.
Were you
This is the most off the rails it's ever gone here.
born in this country?
I was born.
Were you born in this country? Answer the fucking question.
You better not point at me.
Where are you born?
You're gonna fucking end up with a missing finger, bro.
Am I gonna kill the game or am I gonna play some poker?
I'm getting out of here. You better calm the fuck down.
I don't fucking calm down. I'm fucking insane.
You're insane?
Yes.
I show you insane.
Oh.
Hey, make sure he come to my hotel room. I show him insane. Who the fuck you talking to right now?
He's pissing me off. He keeps talking shit about my mom. He's saying he's gonna fuck my mom.
I will fucking mom.
Oh, my mom.
You. I will torture you guys. Not
What the how is shit legal?
You better know who the you
freedom of speech and he's fucking all upset.
Okay, let's go to the chip counts here. Top of the chip counts, we got Austin.
Just play the game.
Make it a comeback.
Shit, just plays the game.
Topping up.
It's all a show. Let's play poker. It's a show.
I'm a bitch and we'll play.
Pop Monster not too far behind. I think he is the top of the cumulative winnings. Pop Monster almost reaching 30 grand.
Oh, you're next.
Francis.
All right. That was something to behold.
The best part about it is we didn't have it in our years, but we know.
I mean, I've watched that clip at least a dozen times at this point.
We could recreate that clip if we wanted to.
Yeah, so I guess the follow-up to that is, look, this stuff happens. I mean, there's only so much that you can control whenever you're a game runner. It's a little bit different, I guess, for you guys at PokerGo because you have the luxury of edits.
Sure.
Which is pretty nice.
But so do they. It's not easy, but remember, we're on a delay.
Right.
So if something happens, they can pull it. It's not like the easiest technical fix in the world.
100% they could have cut this
things,
because
but they could have easily pulled it.
Because the stream ended immediately after. So your delay could be 5 minutes and you still have the ability to cut this last part out.
This was a choice.
So this definitely was a choice. We can agree with that. Has there been any moments, you don't have to be too specific, but in PokerGo, have there been any moments that have not made air?
I wish there was, but there's nothing I can think about except for, a huge technical error. If that happens, then they go in, they pull it.
I know that there was one that
slip.
never made air.
You know one?
I know one episode that never made air.
Of which show?
I believe it was High Stakes Poker.
Okay.
Where the game just got a little bit, or I should say one player got a little bit too sauced.
Sure me?
Oh, yeah, we've had that, but in No Gamble, No Future and High Stakes Poker, it's that whole editing process.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So,
that's kind of the luxury that you get to make critical decisions.
Then we pulled a ton of shit.
Okay.
Yeah, an absolute ton.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. There was another one I know about at the World Series.
Well, you were there for some Jimmy D games.
Yeah.
That's what I was
and I also know at a final table at the World Series, something was said that never made air. For sure. Don't think that part. I'll tell you later.
Okay, please do.
Don't think too hard. Just trust.
Sorry to not include.
So apparently, I was talking to Francis about this. Shout out to Francis. Had the biggest cash win here for like 30K.
Whoever made
Slightly
that
overshadowed.
Whoever made that meme.
Oh my God!
Francis is just like, I'm just trying to be incredible.
Oh my God! I wish we had it pulled up. It was so good. So he basically just said that Jason claimed that he was playing his character with the table talk afterwards.
Right. So we saw some tweets get put out where Jason was basically calling for the game runner Alex's head, saying that he was told to go in there and play
and be a menace.
So he was told two things, or I guess they landed on he was going to play this like Lucifer role, but initially he said he was asked to be to play an autist, whatever the fuck that means.
Asked by who?
He's claiming the producers. Now look, I gotta tell you.
Seems to say.
Oh my God!
I gotta tell you, like, I don't know anything. I don't. Maybe this was a work. Maybe this was fabricated in his own mind. Maybe he's sane. Maybe he's crazy. I don't know. All I know is that as an outside observer, what's abundantly clear to me is whether or not Jason's telling the truth is debatable. I'll never know. I can't know what was discussed between them. But his tweet tirades look a little bit unhinged. So for me personally, it becomes a little bit tougher to take everything at face value.
Yeah.
I'm just basically taking everything with a grain of salt. So maybe there's some truth to it. Maybe there's no truth to it. I don't know. But anyway, his story was that this was all work and that he was in there playing a character, drumming up, controversy in order to get clicks, which, by the way, this clip did fucking numbers. Melissa's video, I think, got viewed 2 million times. 2 million? In our group chat, we were racing to see who would post first. Fucking Elon and Twitter, man, for whatever reason, it's been so goddamn glitchy over the last few months. I've been trying to put out, I'm going to tell my kids this is Jeff Platt meme for 2 months of the Grim Reaper. And I can't get it out.
Never get it out.
I can't get it out. It won't let me post fucking GIFs anymore. It's so absurd.
That's because he's dumb as Eddie.
Whatever. I'm just tilted that I had a banger that was going to hit and it never made it to the streets.
You're just mad about a tweet.
I'm mad. But anyway, we both screen record this video and I go to upload, she goes to upload. 20 minutes later, hers gets posted seconds before mine and did 10x the engagement. Which is, the nature of viral shit.
Yeah.
So this definitely went quote unquote poker viral. Yeah. Now, whether or not it was a work, I don't know. But what I do know is that Austin was being sincere.
Yes, he fucking was.
And I have to tell you that this is where I'm confused because there's a lot of room for trash talk. Look, I got nose to nose with Airball in the middle of the Bellagio. And he was obviously fucking.
There we go.
What a picture. Yeah. Man, this is honestly such a fun picture now, knowing how the result ended.
Yeah, that was great. And, he was way out on fucking Mars whenever we played high stakes poker and he got blacked out drunk, whatever. So, confrontations happen. I get it, right? A man.
What is this?
A death threat.
What is this?
On air. You chose not to cut it. I don't know. What is this?
Papa, what is this?
That's Prahlad and
Sandra.
Oh, the anti-gate.
Oh, yeah.
What is this?
Anti-gate.
We're too young for that, Landon.
Damn it.
All these old people know about that.
The second that somebody threatens the well-being of another player in the table, you got to get them. There's no, hey, man, let's tone it down a bit. It was literally it was honestly, it reminded me so much of the video of me and Airball where Chris Johnson's in the background going, friendly game of poker, guys.
Nah, quite honestly, if I was a producer of that show, I would have got fucking Jason the fuck out of there because he was actually the problem.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. It doesn't matter at all. He was not the one. I mean, I would have got them both out of there because he, threatened to fight Austin, causing the response. But look, the second somebody says that I'm going to torture someone, I'm going to kill someone, they can't play another hand. Period.
No.
And I think that the issue is, at least from my vantage point, watching all of this, look, if this happens at PokerGo, I know who's handling it. It's going to be Sean, or it's going to be I'm trying to think who the general floor is for those games.
Well, Paul is always there.
Right,
yeah,
but,
Paul.
For whatever reason, I thought he only did tournaments. But yeah,
he's here on
So it's going to be Paul.
Yeah.
It's going to be Sean. It's going to be somebody who's literally on set, who is trained to handle those things because they're fucking poker room managers, poker room pit bosses, whatever the case may be, right? Somebody's going to handle it immediately. Security is always there on standby. They're going to escort somebody out, right? There's a protocol in place. It's already been thought of. Yeah. You expect the unexpected, the worst thing to happen. Tropicana or now Bally's doesn't have a poker room. So it doesn't have a poker room manager. It doesn't have a pit boss. It doesn't really have anybody to deal with these situations. And now you're putting it on the back of Alex, the game runner, who has no experience in handling anything like this. I wouldn't want to be put into that position. You know what I mean? That's not... Imagine that it had to be Brent. Right? Replace Paul or Sean with Brent and have Brent come out and go, all right, guys.
Everybody settle down.
Party's over. Party's over. We got to get you out of here. And then having no security to actually help him do that, right? It's crazy. So what ultimately ended up going public was that, and this is another thing that's crazy too. So afterwards, obviously the stream gets cut. They apparently get escorted out one by one. and then trespassed from. I don't know if they actually got trespassed or if they just got 86 from the game, whatever. But that was the ultimate remedy, I guess. If you look, I think Bally put a statement out that Poker News released. Guap, if you don't have it, I put it in the.
Yeah, I just had it up a second ago.
Okay, yeah. So basically, they said like these players won't be invited back. We care about the game integrity, yada yada yada. But at the same time, on both Twitter and Reddit, they were saying that they were going to release the security footage of these two almost going to blows.
Yep, right after it happened.
Post fight. Now, and then on top of that, like now Jason's putting out a contradictory story saying that they never even got remotely close to fighting, that they were escorted away one by one. There was actually no confrontation. But I heard different things. Pot Monster said like it was really heated after stream, and they were like nose to nose. So I don't know what to believe.
And also, we don't know for sure, right, that those statements being said that they were going to release footage later actually came from like production staff, right?
Well, Alex tweeted it.
This could have been anyone, right?
No.
It's the Big Bet Bally's Reddit account.
And their Twitter.
So I
or
don't
Alex's
understand.
Twitter
I don't understand their
Mamma
stance
mia.
because they're saying they don't condone this behavior, right?
It's two different people.
Well, it's walking back. Yeah, it's a disconnect somewhere in the upper management.
It's a producer and then the head honcho. So producer says, "Hey, we're going to put out this info."
Well, we don't know who's we don't know who's
Alex
operating. No, we don't know who's operating the Reddit.
Didn't Alex? But Alex wrote it on Twitter, I thought.
On Twitter, yes, but then on Reddit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So look, the order of events were Alex tweeted something, then Bally's Big Bet put a statement out via Poker News saying like we don't condone any of this, yada yada yada.
Alex is the producer.
Yes.
Okay.
And then many hours later, somebody under the Big Bet Bally's Reddit account started to put it into a Reddit thread like, yes, there was like a fight afterwards. We're going to release the security footage, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So there's clearly a big disconnect in the upper management. And none of that even matters. Like, all we're talking about is PR at this point, right? Like, it's not a great look. But again, like, this shit happens. We've seen a ton of cringe moments on Hustler throughout the years. We've seen a ton of cringe stuff through streaming, and it always goes back to the same conversation of like, you have a delay for a reason.
Yeah.
You can cut this shit.
Yeah.
If you so choose to do so, right?
Well, not only did they not cut it, the switcher was actually going back and forth between each person, like insulting one another, where they could have easily just.
Well, I mean, you should do that.
Yeah, I don't blame him for that because that's just the actual production guys.
Right, but what I'm saying is,
together.
as the producer, like, if you don't want this content going out, like, you can just cut the mics and go to a VPIP graphic or like, you know what I mean? But like, they were intentionally like.
Well, I guess from my vantage point, I would. As a producer, film it as though it was going to go live and then talk to a higher up and say, hey, I don't know if you want this going out. Like, especially once the stream gets, like, when the stream immediately ends there afterwards, it's like you have 30 minutes to make a decision and say, like, are we cutting the stream early? You know how it works. All you have to do is press end.
No, I understand.
Just press end in YouTube. You know, you're literally just sweating the stream and go, okay, it's about to happen, end.
Yeah, there's a
and that's it.
There's a hidden intro from the vault or outro from the vault that we cut.
Yeah. Yeah. And look, that shit's going to happen sometimes, you know?
It's especially weird, right, with such a big company behind this. I know it's such a small, minute piece of the pie, poker for Bally's.
Right.
But you would think they would lean towards the super cautious side, right?
Yeah.
Under that kind of a company, especially post incident. I mean, I saw even their phrasing of the statement was weird. I think at least in the original Poker News article, said a source close to the production revealed to Poker News, like exclusively the state. That should be a very public, like,
what does it even mean?
Bally's PR thing.
Yeah.
Well,
and then we shut the stream down as soon as we saw it escalating. You really didn't, though, to your point.
Right. The players stopped playing, but the actual stream itself continued on.
The show must go on.
Show must go on.
Yeah. I mean, like, look, I'm hypercritical of these things, man. I'm sorry. Like, I make no friends in the business when it comes to this stuff, but I think it's worthy of calling out whenever bad behavior occurs. And look, we're iterating. We're trying to make everybody better. And the only way to do that is iron sharpens iron. So it's like, you got to take your lumps. You put out some cringe shit. You know, you have a guy on air talking about doing awful, vile things to another man's mother, who apparently may or may not be like very ill also on top of it, which is even worse. The stuff like very much needs to be handled in-house so that we're not having this conversation on air. And yeah, you're right. Like this extends out over many arms, right? You're talking about this reflects on Bally's, the company and corporation itself. This has some sort of, or at least it should have some sort of impact on Eric Persson. Like, you know, I wouldn't be shocked to, or maybe I shouldn't say it that way, but like it doesn't seem like that big of a stretch to ask him to be the public spokesman here and make a statement. You know, it doesn't have to come from Bally's corporate. It could very easily just come from your influencer, your main guy who's the face of the stream. Just say like, look, like moving forward, I won't tolerate X, Y, and Z. And you know, it's all fluff. We're all asking for better PR, but that's not really the reason why we're talking about it, because I don't care what Bally's does for their PR. I mean, I care in the sense that I'd like to see the stream grow and be healthy, but I don't care in the sense of how they run their business. The reason why we're talking about it is due to the fact that this is now reflective of the poker industry as a whole at scale, right? When this shit goes viral, and we're talking about like what vision is being executed on, right? Mm-hmm. Because somebody made the decision to let that go out. Somebody made the decision of like, no, this is worthy of the audience seeing, and we should like lean in. And then after the fact, kind of tried to walk it back and say like, oh, that was a bad choice. And look, everybody's free to make mistakes, but I worry that the actual vision being executed on is just like, let's just turn the cameras on and see what happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of scary, especially when you have a big business involved, because or I guess it's scary from the poker perspective, because it's like, well, we're relying on you for growth metrics. You know what I mean? Like the cash economy really does rely on the stream games in a big way, in the sense that it allows us to now bring in new viewership, bring in new eyeballs, bring in people who may be interested in playing these games in the future. It also allows us to like kind of scout and curate the high stakes nosebleed scene and say like, this guy's terrible for the game. We're going to push him out. These guys are amazing for the game. We're going to feature them as much as possible, right? And yeah, we got to see a couple guys that may not ever get invited back again, but at what cost? You know,
everything.
I think along those lines, it is great for poker that Bally's wants to be involved, right?
Agreed.
That Bally's is getting in there and they're taking over Big Bet Live, whether it be in LA, and creating a whole studio in Las Vegas for this. So that's a huge win for poker.
Huge.
Something like this comes out, and all it takes is one higher up at Bally's seeing this one clip or this one article and freaking out because something like that is just not the PR they want. And that one higher up could easily say, poker, okay, how much money does it bring in? Oh, it brings in, 0.00001%. And be like, okay, screw this. It's just done. It's just done. And then that's terrible for poker, but Bally's just like doesn't even feel the punch.
Bally's name is on every single MLB stadium there is, I think. Like, they don't give a fuck about poker. Mm-hmm. Like, when it comes down to it, you're 100% right.
Yeah, they have regional sports networks that are really struggling right now. So trust me, they're itching to make some cuts.
Yeah.
And so all it takes is one thing that pops up, and then they can be like, okay, cool.
Yeah, and like that's the other thing is like, I don't know any of the inner workings, but I assume that there's a budget here. We're not talking about like us going downstairs and firing up a stream and having to work from our bootstraps and like really struggle to get everything off. It's like they have a really great studio. The production value is there. Like, I imagine that there's a budget involved that can really change the landscape of live streaming should they choose to go that route. Get people in there that you can count on to be reliable, that you can count on to put on a good show, that you can, expect certain things from, even if you do want to get to the degree of like making it a bit of a work.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like
totally
whatever.
Fine.
But understand that has to come with some level of compensation for the people that you're trying to recruit as talent. You can't just like, fire out a few text messages to a bunch of people that you think are a little bit unhinged and say like, let's roll the cameras and see what the fuck happens, Like, it just can't work that way. And I think that it has worked that way in many, many years past. Even high stakes poker, the origins of it kind of was just that. It was just a very select group that they were shooting that text message to. And we saw a lot of those confrontations with the Freddie Deebs and the Sean Chacons and the people that were a little hot-headed. But we're 15 years into this iterative process now, and it's all fucking live. We don't have the luxury of these post edits that, heighten the drama in a way that's palatable and doesn't seem like anyone's going to get murdered on the street after the fact. Like, I wasn't really kidding, but I replied in one of the threads. I said, thoughts and prayers to Jason's mom. Like, we don't know what the fuck is going to happen here. You know, this could be a tragic story, and I'm laughing now because it's uncomfortably awkward.
Yeah, of course.
Jason, you remember who the fuck I am?
Bro. That would stop me cold. That would stop me cold in my conversation.
And it did with him too, because his fucking demeanor immediately changed.
Well, not only that, he actually said, "Okay, I'm sorry," or something to that effect.
Which does seem like it could have been a bit of a work. On that, I think we're going to get out of here. Jeff and I need to get down to the studio.
No gamble, no future. Speaking of confrontations,
you know who the fuck he is.
Reunited. That's a tease. We'll see the episode in like 3 months.
Are you guys going out for dinner tonight?
No. No.
Best friends forever. Best friends forever.
Best friend.
You know who else is our best friend?
Who?
The dogs.
Me and the dog.
Bring it full circle.
You talking about Royal and Kobe?
Yeah.
Right.
We're going to have to name them something new. All right, that's going to do it for us, guys.
We got his ass, Landon.
We will be back again tomorrow. I think that we're going to be at the noontime slot again tomorrow, as I do get to play again in the studio. Is that confirmed?
I do believe so.
On air,
You're
make him
in green.
confirm it.
That's right. Feet to the fire. Feet to the fire.
I found the parlay people, by the way.
We don't care.
Nobody cares.
That's going to wrap it for us. Thank you guys all so much. Happy birthday once again to Lamana.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to Corey, too.
And Corey.
Yeah, see, I'm on it. Don't worry about it. We'll see you guys all noon tomorrow.
Peace.
Later, squad.